Good morning. Today we'll see about an office called Attorney General of India. We have seen in part 5, we have the Union Executive. That is what we are discussing. First one, we have seen the President of India, followed by the Vice President. And yesterday we have seen the Prime Minister and the Council of Ministers. Immediately followed by this, we have another important office that is called Attorney General of India. This particular office is considered to be the very significant office in India. It is because the person who is holding the office, the so-called Attorney General, is considered to be the first law officer of India. Meaning, in this capacity, this person, Attorney General, this office rather, is giving all the legal support to the government. See here in simple concept, he is basically considered to be an advocate to the government of India. See, normally when we have any cases here, so we may be approaching the court, but it is always better to approach the court to a person who is specialized in legal matters, because he is a person with lots of knowledge and experience in that one. Then if we approach through him, it becomes easy for us to go through all the procedures. Meaning he is a person who is guiding us and who is advising us. In the similar manner, there may be so many cases that are present against the government of India. During that time, we cannot expect the ministers to go to the court every time. There may be so many cases against the government of India. During that time, the government has to give the answer, and the court will give notice to the government, and it will ask the government to appear before the court. During that time, it is not a minister, but it is a Attorney General who is representing the government of India before the court. And with respect to every legal matter, he is the first point of contact. And apart from this, another significant point with this regarding this gentleman is that when I was talking to you about the Council of Ministers, I told you Council of Ministers, they must be the members of the Parliament, and any person who is a member of the Parliament has every right to speak in the Parliament, and that person also has the right to vote in the Parliament. Parliament in the sense, a minister is permitted to speak in both the houses of the Parliament, but when it comes to voting in the Parliament, only a person who is a member of the concerned house is permitted to vote. That's the reason here we may see Narendra Modi going to the Rajya Sabha. He is a member of the Lok Sabha, but sometimes we also see him in the Rajya Sabha. Because he is a minister, he is very much permitted to attend the Rajya Sabha. He is very much permitted to speak in the Rajya Sabha. But since he is not a member of the Rajya Sabha, Narendra Modi is not permitted to vote in the Rajya Sabha. But Narendra Modi is permitted to vote only in the Lok Sabha. Similarly, you look at the example of Arun Jaitley. He is the Finance Minister of India today, and he is a member of the Rajya Sabha. But so many times we'll see Arun Jaitley to present even in the Lok Sabha. Because he is a minister, he can attend both the houses of the Parliament. But when it comes to the voting, Arun Jaitley will be voting only in the Rajya Sabha, because in that house only he has a membership. So with this, we have understood that only the members of the Parliament are permitted to vote in the Parliament, and only those people are permitted to speak in the Parliament. Apart from these members, the Constitution has permitted another person to speak, to attend the Parliament and to speak in the Parliament without being a member of this. And that particular person is the Attorney General. Attorney General is the only person in India who is not a member of the Parliament, still permitted to attend the parliament sessions and also permitted to speak and take part in the proceedings of the parliament without a right to vote. Since he is not a member, he cannot vote in the Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. But with respect to the speaking, very much permitted. Getting it? Important. So that is the reason why sometimes see what happens, the government may come out with certain proposals like any proposal or the legal matters where the government may not be in a position to answer that. Because it is a complete legal issue, the opposition party members may demand, or the government may itself want to give more clarification on this aspect. So during that time, they expect the legal expert to come and speak. During that time, Attorney General is invited to the Parliament, and whenever he is coming to the Parliament, generally he will be sitting beside the Prime Minister because he is considered to be an advisor to the Government of India, and the Government of India is headed by the Prime Minister. So he'll be sitting beside the Prime Minister and he'll be giving the advices to the government. And whenever the situation is demanding, so he is permitted to speak. He is permitted to speak to give the clarifications and the explanation to the members. So this is the constitutional position. But the point is that who can be appointed to this position? Since this is a subject matter which is related to the legal issues, hence any common person cannot be appointed to this position. Because he performs a huge responsibility, the Constitution has decided the qualifications of a person holding the office of the Attorney General. Anybody to be appointed as the Attorney General of India should be qualified to be appointed as a judge of the Supreme Court. Only a person with such qualifications is permitted to be appointed. He need not be a Supreme Court judge, but he should be qualified to be appointed as a judge of the Supreme Court. Constitution also provided the qualifications of a person to be appointed as a judge of Supreme Court. When we come to the topic of Supreme Court, we'll have a discussion regarding that. But here I would like to say, any person to be appointed as Attorney General of India should be qualified to be appointed as a judge of the Supreme Court. Only such people are permitted to occupy this position. As usual, this is an important office in India, like any other office. Even this person is also appointed by the President of India, number one. When it comes to the term, how many years he will be there in the office is not decided by the Constitution. That will be decided by the President. At any time, Attorney General may be removed from the office. Again, the removal is done by the President. At any time, if the Attorney General wants to submit the resignation letter, he may submit the resignation letter and it is submitted to the President of India. When it comes to the salary, the Constitution said that for all the important institutions in India, the salary will be decided by the Parliament. Salary is decided by the Parliament. How? Introduce a bill, pass a bill, and decide the salary. But when it comes to the office of the Attorney General, the Constitution said that the salary of the Attorney General is decided by the President. It is the President of India who decides the salary of Attorney General, not the Parliament. Kindly remember this. It's a frequently asked question. Now I'll show you the document. I'll explain you this point, this particular topic. It's a very small one. Look at this. Attorney General. The office of Attorney General of India is mentioned under Part 5 of the Indian Constitution. Article 76 of the Constitution of India provides for the office of the Attorney General of India. Just remember this. If there is a question in the examination with respect to the Attorney General Office, kindly mention Article number 76. Am I clear? Next, look at the points, please. When it comes to the appointment, simple one. Attorney General of India is appointed by the President. Simple, very simple point. Kindly remember. When it comes to the qualifications, look at the qualifications, please. He must be a citizen of India. You know the meaning of this. A foreigner cannot be appointed to this position. Next one, the person must be qualified to be appointed as a judge of the Supreme Court. Just now I told you this point. Anybody who is qualified to be appointed as a judge of the Supreme Court can also be appointed as the Attorney General of India. Next one. So when it comes to the term in the sense, I told you already how many years a person is going to hold the office. I was telling you, the term of the president is 5 years. The term of the vice president is 5 years. Similarly, here also the concept of term has come into the picture, but the term of office of the Attorney General is not fixed by the Constitution. It is not fixed by the Constitution. Next one. Attorney General of India holds the office during the pleasure of the President. Generally, what happens whenever the President is appointing Attorney General, of course, the decision is taken by the Prime Minister. Accordingly, the request will be forwarded to the President of India, and the President of India follows the recommendation and he appoints the same person as the Attorney General of India. So this is as usual, just like any other story, the relation between the President and the Prime Minister, same thing will continue. Because in reality, tomorrow, the Attorney General will be extending his full legal support and legal aid to the Government of India, which is headed by the Prime Minister. That's the reason why in a parliamentary democracy, the Prime Minister should be given a free hand to decide his own team. Most of the times you see, whenever the Prime Minister changes, the Attorney General will also change. So who should be the Attorney General of India will be decided by the Prime Minister. Accordingly, the Prime Minister will be recommending to the President of India and the President is appointing the same person. But whenever President is appointing somebody as the Attorney General, the President also mentions the term. Generally, a person will be appointed as a Attorney General for a period of 2 years. See, when I'm using the word 2 years here, it is not mentioned in the Constitution. Constitution has not mentioned any term. But whenever somebody is being appointed, the President always mentions the term. Maybe 1 year, maybe 2 years. Again, it can be extended by another 1 year or 2 years. So there is a flexibility as far as the appointment of the Attorney General is concerned, as far as the deciding the term is concerned. Am I clear? Now, next, when it comes to the removal, look at the simple points. When it comes to just a moment, yeah, removal. When it comes to removal, Attorney General of India is removed by the President of India. Generally, what happens is that whenever the Prime Minister is changed, the Prime Minister would like to have his own confident person in the opinion of the Prime Minister who can serve the better with respect to the legal aid. Then the existing Attorney General submits a resignation letter. And during the time, there is a vacancy in the office and the Prime Minister will have a free hand to pick up another person to be appointed as the Attorney General. But how long he will continue? Generally, I told you, he'll be appointed for a period of 2 years or 1 year or 3 years like this. But at any time, before the completion of these 2 years or 1 year, the President has every right to remove the person. Meaning that all depends on the advice that is given by the Prime Minister to the President of India. because of any reason, if the Prime Minister is not happy with the services that are rendered by Attorney General, then the Prime Minister will ask the Attorney General to first submit the resignation letter. If it is not done, then the Prime Minister has every right to recommend the President of India to remove this Attorney General. Okay, now look at this. How do you remove him? Look at this point, important one. The procedures and grounds for the removal of the Attorney General is not mentioned in the Constitution. Meaning, there are no reasons. Procedures are also not mentioned. Just like that, by issuing a letter, the President can remove the Attorney General. Am I clear? Next, look at the resignation. Attorney General submits a resignation to the President of India. Okay, right. Next, what about the salary? Look at this, very, very important. Just now I told you, for every office, it is decided by the Parliament. But when it comes to the salary of Attorney General, this is decided by the President from time to time. Other institutions by the Parliament. Of course, when I come to all the areas, at each area, I'll tell you. So this is the office where the salary will be decided by the Parliament. Already we have seen the President salary and other privileges. Vice President, when it comes to the Prime Minister and Council of Ministers, during that time we have discussed that the salary and other allowances of these offices will be decided by the Parliament from time to time. Am I clear? Next, next one. So with respect to Attorney General, just remember the salary will be decided by the President. Functions. See, when it comes to Attorney General, kindly remember this very important point. He is the first law officer of the country. Clear? Kindly remember, law officer in the sense, government is a very, very important organ. This with respect to the implementing the welfare activities, and there they require the support of a legal expert, and that legal expert is none other than Attorney General of India. Because he is sitting beside the Prime Minister, because he is giving the aid to the most important body of India, that is a cabinet, he is considered to be the first law officer of the country. Look at this. So what does he do? Look at this. The Attorney General gives advice to the government of India upon such legal matters which are referred by the President. Important again, the President may refer certain legal matters to Attorney General at any point of time, and Attorney General will be providing the advices to the government. Kindly see here, you might have observed that so many times, so this Attorney General will appear before the court, especially in the Supreme Court. So meaning Attorney General is appearing before the court not for his own cases, but he is a person who is representing the government of India. So during that time, whatever the statements that are made by the Attorney General, they are considered to be the statements made by the government of India. So that is the power of this office, Attorney General. That is the reason Attorney General will be always fighting the cases on behalf of the government of India. Meaning government's advocate in the simple terms, but with the highest qualifications, high qualifications. Am I clear? Hence, if the Supreme Court or any High Court speaks to the Attorney General, it is nothing but it is speaking to the government. If Attorney General is speaking to the Supreme Court, it is nothing but the government is giving the answers with respect to those legal issues. Kindly keep on reading the newspapers. Very frequently, this office will appear in the newspaper. Right? Now, again, I'll open the document. I'll show it to you. Look at this. Now, the Attorney General also performs functions of legal character that are assigned by the President of India. Okay? Attorney General also discharges the functions conferred by the Constitution or any other law. What is the meaning of this? Kindly look at this point, please. These are the points you need to mention in the examination. Attorney General is performing various activities. Of course, they are legal in characters. At any time, the President may assign him the functions of the legal character. Number one. Number two, Attorney General is also discharging the functions conferred by the Constitution. Meaning the Constitution has given him some responsibilities. That's what we are discussing. Whatever may be the functions that are conferred on this office, they are exercised by the Attorney General. Or Parliament, by passing a law, can also confer some more functions to the Attorney General. During that time, Attorney General is also performing those functions. That's the reason why it is not just 1, 2, 3 functions where you will be giving the advice to the government. Am I clear? Kindly remember this particular point. Very, very, very important. Right? Now, see here. Number one, President may assign him any function which are legal in character. Number two, Constitution has assigned him or conferred him with certain functions. Number three, Parliament, by passing a law, can confer this office the functions. So, right, so like this, he will be performing various functions that are given to him or conferred on him from various sources. One is the President, second one is the Constitution, and number three is the laws. Am I clear? Now, look at this. Attorney General of India appears on behalf of the Government of India in all cases in the Supreme Court in which the Government of India is concerned. I told you just now, every case which is involving the Government of India, the Attorney General will appear before the court, and he is appearing on behalf of the Government of India. Look at this. The Attorney General of India represents the Government of India in any reference made by the President to the Supreme Court under Article 143 of the Indian Constitution. What is the meaning of this? For example, see here, sometimes what happens? First, let me tell you about this article, which has already been discussed with you. So there is one article called 143. Under this article, the President may seek the advice from the Supreme Court. During that time, the Supreme Court is rendering its advice, but that advice is not binding on the President, I told you. Meaning, sometimes, in fact, it is not the President who has the real issue with any subject, but it is the Government of India. So during that time, the government will request the President of India to refer the matter to the Supreme Court, so that Supreme Court is giving its opinion. Accordingly, the government may act. Now, three organs are involved here. One is the Cabinet, second one is the President of India, number three is the Supreme Court. But who should connect all these? Who should maintain the communication system in all these three organs? This communication is maintained by Attorney General of India. Meaning, whenever the government wants to seek any advice from the Supreme Court, the government can seek the advice only through the President. So there should be a representation in the Supreme Court on behalf of the President, and that representation is nothing but Attorney General of India. Am I clear? Meaning, when I am saying Article 143, it is not the President who is going directly to the Supreme Court, but the Attorney General is representing the Government of India. Am I clear? That is the reason he will be coming into the discussions so many times. Next one. Look at this. The Attorney General appears in any High Court in any case in which the government of India is concerned. Look at this. Attorney General is appearing in the Supreme Court. Attorney General appears in any High Court, but where any case in which the government of India is concerned, meaning he is fighting the cases on behalf of the government. Next one. The Attorney General of India has the right to audience in any court in the territory of India. What do you mean by this any court? Meaning, so he can attend. So Attorney General in his capacity, he can go and he can attend any court in India. That is the meaning of this. That is called a right to audience. Next one, and the very, very important one, the most important one rather, I told you already, look at the point. The Attorney General of India has the right to speak and take part in the proceedings of both the houses of parliament. Either he can be asked to come to Lok Sabha or he can be asked to come to the Rajya Sabha. Both the houses are same for him, so he will be attending depending on the situation where he has the right to speak and take part in the proceedings. Right? Look at this. I'm reading the statement again. The Attorney General of India has the right to speak and take part in the proceedings of both the houses of parliament or in the joint session of the parliament without a right to vote. It is not just attending either Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, but he is also permitted to attend joint session. And even in the joint session also, he is permitted to speak and is permitted to take part in the proceedings. But, look at the last words, please. But without a right to vote. That is the thing. Am I clear? Look at this note. Only the members of the parliament have the right to vote in their respective houses. Very, very important. Clear? Others cannot vote. Only the members of the. Look at this. Next. Look at this. The Attorney General of India enjoys all the privileges and immunities that are available to a member of the parliament. So when we come to the topic of the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, we have certain provisions and privileges and also the immunities that are enjoyed by the members of the parliament. And the Attorney General also enjoys such type of privileges. So it was a question in the main examination sometime back. I'll tell you this. Look at this. The Attorney General of India does not fall under the category of government servants. No. The Attorney General of India should not advise against the government. So obviously, this is completely unethical, in fact, if he does so. But he is expected to give advice to the government and he will be fighting the cases on behalf of the government. But if he fights against the government or if he advises against the government, so that is not at all acceptable. During that time, the Prime Minister takes a decision and the person may be removed. Am I clear? It's a very small office, very small topic, I'm sorry. Office is big. Office is very big and very huge. It is playing a very, very crucial role with respect to India. But when it comes to the topic, it's a very small topic. But kindly remember, what any question may be asked in the examination, and kindly remember all the points what I told you. Like he'll be speaking in both the houses of the parliament, and he'll be speaking even in the joint session. And from what are the sources from where he got the functions? Can he be given new functions? If so, how? All these points kindly remember. At the same time, if any important case is present in the government of India where the Attorney General is presenting himself before the court, that will become a big news. And if there is a question regarding Attorney General, kindly mention the latest news, latest point in the examination. So this is how you will be getting good marks. Am I clear? So that is the end of the topic here. That is Attorney General. And tomorrow we'll take up a new topic. Thank you so much. I'll take leave of you now. I wish you all the very, very best and have a fantastic day. Thank you.